Imagine a world on the brink of collapse. The once mighty Roman Empire, fractured by internal strife and external threats, teeters on the edge of disintegration. A land where barbarian invasions are a constant menace. Breakaway empires challenge Rome's central authority, and the very currency of the realm loses its value by the day. In the midst of this chaos, a leader emerges from the most unlikely of places, a man whose early life was marked by hardship and obscurity, yet who would go on to reshape the destiny of an empire. But who was this man? How did he rise from such humble beginnings to become the saviour of Rome at a time when they needed him the most? This is the story of Lucius Domitius Aurelianus, known to history as Emperor Aurelian, one of Rome's greatest and most unknown emperors. Born in the rugged frontier province of Moesia, with no hint of the greatness that awaited him, Aurelian's journey from a tenant farmer's son to the ruler of the Roman Empire is nothing short of extraordinary. His life is a tale of perseverance, military genius, and a relentless drive to restore the glory of Rome at a time when it seemed all but lost. But what was it about Aurelian that set him apart from the countless other soldiers and commanders of his time? What were the defining moments that propelled him to power? And how did this once humble soldier become the restorer of the world? To answer these questions, we must first delve into the early life and military career of Aurelian, exploring the challenges he faced and the victories that would ultimately lead him to the imperial throne itself. Join us as we uncover the life of Emperor Aurelian, a man whose legacy would shape the future of Rome for centuries to come. Lucius Domitius Aurelianus, known to us as Aurelian, was born around 214 or 215 AD. We don't actually know the exact year. He was born in the province of Moesia, in the region near what is today Serbia, so he's basically a Serbian. His origins were humble, with his father likely being a tenant farmer, a class known as the Collini. These tenant farmers worked the land for large estate owners and were often tied to the land that they were worked on, very similar to a medieval serf. This meant a life of hard labour and limited social mobility, which is even more impressive when you look at he became an emperor. Aurelian's mother, according to some sources, might have been a priestess of the sun god, hinting at a religious influence in his early life that perhaps foreshadowed his later devotion to Sol Invictus. More on that later. Now, growing up in such modest circumstances, Aurelian was familiar with the harsh realities of rural provincial life under the Roman Empire. Now, most previous emperors grew up in ridiculous privilege. They would have not known about this hard life that the vast majority of their citizens were going through. Now, the region of Moesia, located on the empire's Danubian frontier, was frequently threatened by barbarian incursions, and this environment likely played a significant role in shaping Aurelian's character and future military career. His upbringing, amidst the constant threat of raids and the rugged lifestyle of the frontier provinces, may have fostered the resilience, discipline, and martial prowess that would later define his career. Now, Aurelian joined the Roman army at around the age of 20, a relatively late start compared to some of his contemporaries, who often began military service as teenagers. Despite this, he quickly distinguished himself through his exceptional abilities as a soldier. His physical strength, bravery in battle, and keen tactical mind earned him rapid promotions. He served in several legions, gradually rising through the ranks due to his valour and leadership. His early military service likely included various campaigns across the empire's borders, especially in the provinces along the Danube and the Rhine up near Germany, where he fought against the Germanic tribes, the Sarmatians, and other barbarian groups threatening Rome's frontiers. Over the years, Aurelian's reputation as a capable and fearless leader grew. He became known for his ability to lead his men to victory, even in the most difficult circumstances, a skill which he would later use as emperor. His rise to prominence accelerated during the reign of Emperor Gallienus, who faced numerous crises, including invasions and internal revolts. Aurelian's role became particularly crucial during the Gothic invasions of the 260s AD. The Goths, who were a confederation of Germanic tribes, posed a severe threat to the empire's stability, especially in the Balkans, where they launched numerous raids. Aurelian's decisive actions in these battles not only helped to repel the Gothic forces, but also earned him further promotion. His leadership during these turbulent years solidified his status as one of Rome's great premier generals. By the late 260s, Aurelian had become one of Gallienus's most trusted commanders, frequently being entrusted with critical missions that required both military prowess and strategic acumen. This period of his career set the stage for his eventual rise to imperial power, as he gained the loyalty of the legions and established himself as protector of the empire. In 268 AD, the Roman Empire was thrown into chaos with the assassination of Emperor Gallienus. This marked the beginning of a brief but intense power struggle. Claudius II, later known as Claudius Gothicus, emerged as the successor to Gallienus and appointed Aurelian as his cavalry commander. Aurelian continued to build his reputation during Claudius's reign, playing a vital role in the emperor's military campaigns. His most notable contribution during this period was his involvement in the campaign against the Goths, particularly at the Battle of Naissus in 269 AD, where Roman forces achieved a decisive victory that significantly weakened the Gothic threat. So he was really building a reputation for himself. Following the death of Claudius II in 270 AD, his brother Quintilius briefly assumed the throne. However, Quintilius's rule was short-lived, lasting only a few months. During this time, Aurelian's popularity with the army, particularly the legions he had commanded, became evident. The troops, recognizing his leadership qualities and military achievements, proclaimed him the emperor. Quintilius's subsequent death, either by suicide or assassination, we really don't know, left Aurelian as the uncontested ruler of the Roman Empire, marking the beginning of his reign. Aurelius's reign, though brief, was characterized by remarkable achievements that had a lasting impact on the Roman Empire. Upon ascending to the throne, he immediately set out to address the numerous challenges facing the empire, both external and internal. Aurelian's first major challenge was the Palmyrene Empire in the east, ruled by the formidable Queen Zenobia. The Palmyrenes had taken advantage of the empire's internal strife and external threats to declare independence from Rome. Now, they seized control of Egypt, parts of Asia Minor, and the Levant region, near like Jerusalem and that area. Recognizing the strategic importance of these regions, Aurelian launched a determined military campaign in 272 AD. His army, displaying the discipline and effectiveness that had become Aurelian's hallmark, systematically defeated Zenobia's forces, culminating in the capture of Palmyra and the capture of Zenobia herself. This campaign not only restored Roman control over the eastern provinces, but it also demonstrated Aurelian's capacity to swiftly and effectively deal with secessionist threats. Following his success in the east, Aurelian turned his attention to the Gallic Empire in the west. This breakaway state, centred in Gaul and including parts of Britain and Spain, had been independent from Rome since the 260s. This was a common theme in Rome during this period. Little empires would just break away and declare independence because Rome was perceived as being weak. Aurelian's military acumen once again came to the fore as he decisively defeated the Gallic Emperor Tetricus I at the Battle of Chalons in 274 AD. The victory marked the reunification of the Roman Empire, bringing the breakaway regions back under control. Aurelian's success in these campaigns earned him the title Restitutor Obris, or Restorer of the World, a fitting tribute to his efforts in re-establishing the empire's territorial integrity. Aurelian was deeply committed to the traditional Roman state religion and sought to use it as a unifying force within the empire. He promoted the worship of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, as the supreme deity, a move that reflected both his personal devotion through his mother and a strategic decision to create a central religious figure that could unite the diverse peoples within the empire. In 274 AD, Aurelian constructed a grand temple dedicated to Sol Invictus in Rome, which became one of the most important religious sites in the city. His emphasis on the worship of Sol Invictus actually laid the groundwork for the later Christianization of the Roman Empire, as it established a precedent for a singular, overarching deity in Roman religious life. The Roman economy during Aurelian's reign was in a precarious state. It was plagued by inflation and the debasement of the currency. That sounds familiar. Aurelian undertook significant monetary reforms aiming at stabilizing the economy. Politicians, listen up. He reformed the coinage by improving the silver content of Roman coins, which helped restore confidence in the currency and curb inflation. These measures were crucial in stabilizing the economy, which had been weakened by decades of crisis. Additionally, Aurelian reorganized the empire's provincial administration, increasing efficiency and ensuring more direct control over distant territories. His reforms strengthened the imperial bureaucracy and laid the foundation for the more centralized administration that characterized the later dominant period of the Roman Empire. Recognizing the increasing threats posed by barbarian invasions, Aurelian initiated the construction of a massive new set of walls around Rome, known as the Aurelian Walls. These walls, nearly 12 miles in length, were designed to protect the city from external threats, reflecting the growing sense of insecurity even within the heart of the empire. The Aurelian Walls were not only a practical defense measure, but also a symbol of Aurelian's commitment to safeguarding the capital. They remained a critical part of Rome's defense for centuries, enduring as a testament of his foresight. Aurelian's reign came to a sudden and tragic end in 275 AD. While he was on campaign against the Persians, he was assassinated by a group of officers, led by his secretary Eros. The assassination was a result of a misunderstanding. Eros, fearing punishment for some previous misconduct, convinced others that Aurelian was planning to execute them as well, leading to the fatal plot. Despite his untimely death, Aurelian left an indelible mark on the Roman Empire. I do often wonder what would happen if he wasn't assassinated. Maybe he could have gone on to conquer Persia. Persia was always unconquerable for the Romans, which was interesting because Alexander the Great conquered Persia, and Rome's later wars with Persia led to a weakness and allowed Islam to take over. So I do wonder what would happen if Aurelian wasn't assassinated. Maybe he could have gone on to conquer Persia. He was a great general. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about that. His military success restored the unity of the empire after years of fragmentation, earning him the title Restitutor Orbis. I've already mentioned that. It's the restorer of the world. His reforms, particularly in religion, the economy, and military organization, strengthened the empire and set the stage for the later dominance of the dominant period. Aurelian is remembered as one of Rome's greatest soldier empires, just like Julius Caesar, whose leadership, vision, and relentless energy helped preserve the empire during a time of crisis. His legacy is that of a restorer and a unifier, whose efforts ensured that the Roman Empire would endure for centuries to come. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe and a comment. I always respond to my comments. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.